and Jerry. Don't worry, it's only an hour long, and most days it doesn't suck.
Oh, hi there. Al Dukes here. And if I'm introducing this means Jerry's not here today. I think he's on the road with Rutgers. They're in Indiana or something. What a season. What? They are just riding high.
Never-ending season.
Never-ending. They lost March Madness early on, so they got right back at it, and they've scheduled some games, and Jerry's off doing those.
Jerry's scouting prospects somewhere
Scouting
across the
some
country.
very tall men to play basketball for Rutgers.
He's recruiting now. They put the billboard up for him. He feels he
Yes.
needs to, step up his game and add another layer to his responsibilities at Rutgers.
So CeeLo joins me. Good morning, CeeLo.
Good morning. Sorry, I cut you off twice before you even introduced me. But,
All good.
Got a lot
All
to
good
say. I haven't
over
been here
here
in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's been a little while. I hate doubleheaders. I just hate them.
Yes.
There's so many things wrong with the doubleheader.
So many things.
Yeah.
I thought it was just because it always ends in a split, according to your math.
Yes, according
Aaron
to my
Boone
math.
would be critical of your math in addition to Chris Woodward's math.
Well, yeah, Aaron Boone. I was a math major, so shit it.
Were you really?
No.
Okay.
Communications. I
figured that,
was like the easiest way to get through
Right.
college.
Yeah.
Let me just do.
And here you are now.
Let me just do communications. I could probably just ease my way through that way.
Yeah.
The doubleheaders, I don't know. They don't feel like real games.
Well, you don't like watching single games to begin with. So
Right.
the concept of watching two of them,
seems
especially since they've done away with the 7-inning doubleheader now.
It's ponderous.
Too much, yeah.
There's no one in the crowds. The crowd is split amongst two games instead of one. The players don't feel like they're 100% into it because,
Long
other
day
than
at
the
the park.
pitchers, it's a long day in the park. It just they should just play one game and it counts as two.
Plus, the weather sucks here right now.
The weather's still.
Guys are wearing ski masks out there. What are we doing?
Yeah, I was trying to figure that
It's
out.
May
The dude on the
8th.
Rangers.
Come on, man.
The dude on the
Yeah,
Rangers
that's who I'm talking
who
about.
wore the mask, the center fielder.
Yeah, the full, whatever they
But
call
was he
those.
doing that for germs, or was he doing that because it was cold?
No, that for the weather.
Oh, okay. Because
listen, I don't want to speak for him, but I'd be surprised if it was for the germs. I think that was for the weather.
When I first saw it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's in center field outdoors at Yankee Stadium with no one near him, and he's wearing a
Yeah, I'm
mask."
pretty sure weather.
Oh, okay.
It was not a
That
nice
makes
day,
sense.
as you know.
That makes
you live
more
in the
sense.
area.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it's
you
terrible.
left your apartment at some point, your
I
condo
did.
at some point
Yeah,
yesterday.
I got to walk a dog. It sucks.
And see your mother, presumably?
And see my mother. Yep.
Right?
But I'm saying when it's bad weather, I got to walk that dog. It's terrible.
You got that ocean breeze.
Yeah, it's freezing always. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. When I moved in there only 2 short years ago, I thought, I'm going to retire here. I am not staying in
You're
New
miserable.
Jersey. I can't. They can't figure out this weather.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
You might want to figure that out.
Right, but everywhere you go is something. The Florida's got hurricanes.
And the humidity. I like the dry heat.
Arizona's
I like
got
Arizona.
coyotes and scorpions and snakes to get you.
Oh, plenty of places have those. They're not
Serial
just
killers
Arizona.
on mountains.
Oh, all right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of things going on in
Right.
Arizona.
Pros
as
and
well.
cons in all states.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Tornadoes in other parts of the country.
Right.
So forget it. There's
Traffic
nowhere,
in L.A.
There's
Southern
nowhere to
California.
go. There's nowhere to go.
Taxes, gas.
Plus, California's got Skid Row. They just let drug people live on this, put a tent up and just go live in it, and they give them needles to shoot up.
We've gone down the rabbit hole quickly here, haven't
Terrible
we?
town.
Yeah, I understand.
Poor state.
Well, the weather, as you may or may not have known, it's not like it's May, but May is now April, as you know, because December is now November.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Let's get it together.
Well, hopefully soon. This week, though, when I checked, doesn't look all that much. But tomorrow should be
This
kinda
week
nice.
I saw actually
Is it? I saw
higher temperatures.
Well, yeah, but still like
I'll take.
cloudy and rain a lot.
No, I didn't see rain. I did see some clouds.
Wait a second now.
Now,
Where are you
wait a
looking
minute.
for?
I don't know. I listened to 1010 Winds on my ride in. And
it
the guy did
changed
an
a little bit since I looked yesterday.
extended forecast.
How about that? It did. I looked yesterday. That just goes to show you. I looked like 12 to 16 hours ago. It was a completely different forecast.
Why does the traffic reporter on 880 not tell me about bridges and tunnels?
That's a great question.
She's giving me every small road on Long Island. Like, bridges and tunnels, let's go.
Maybe that's where in the middle of the night, the bridges and tunnels minus construction or closures, you should assume they're fine. Maybe,
I don't know.
right? They're
The
telling you
1010
about Long Island stuff. There was, an accident or road closed
Who
or
knows?
something?
But the 1010 Winds person, bridges and
Bridges
tunnels
and
every time.
That's their thing.
Maybe that's their gimmick and they don't allow 880 to do bridges and
Possibly.
tunnels.
So 880 did not tell you that
No.
the Holland was open this
No.
morning, but Winds did.
Nope.
Well, Winds did.
Winds
Bridges
did,
and
yeah.
tunnels. Yeah.
Winds did.
You could just check Holland Tunnel's Twitter account. They'll tell you.
Well, I need multiple. I take multiple things. I check that. I check for the digital sign, and then I like a traffic report. Even they do digital. Even the Holland Tunnel's really big onto digital.
Are they?
Yeah. All right, so what happened in these Mets games first?
By the way, before we get into that quickly, when I mentioned I was going to be filling in this morning and I had referenced you in the tweet about the split doubleheaders, someone said, what do you think the over-under was, or what would you set it at for games Al watched yesterday? And I thought 2 was a solid number. Normally you get a half so that you don't have the push, but I thought 2 was fair and probably push was realistic if you played the 2.
2 for the whole,
for the day.
Okay, I was going to say.
Because there were 4 baseball games locally.
Friday night rained out.
Well, no, yesterday.
Saturday rained out.
Yeah. 4 yesterday. 2? Couldn't get 2? No? Under.
I watched very extensive packages.
Okay.
I did.
Yes, I understand. Listen, you got all you needed in the package.
I put these games on. I'm sorry. I'm not in when no one's behind home plate.
That's fair.
Scattered. I'm. You're not interested. I'm. Goodbye. Yes. I'll see you in the highlight.
The
package.
Single admission doubleheader in the Bronx yesterday did not attract a lot of folks, especially for Game 2.
Right, and Mother's Day. It's called Mothers Don't Want to Sit Through Baseball.
Right. They try to give you. They give you the pink bats and the catcher's equipment and the socks and the belts and all that.
Mothers want to be pampered. They want flowers. Correct. They want a nice meal at home or at a restaurant. They don't want to go to a 40-degree Yankee or Mets game.
No question. No women in my life, mothers in my life, would have had any interest in going to a baseball game yesterday.
Shout out to the mothers. All the mothers in the house, put your hands up. Woo. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with Max Scherzer.
What's going on with him?
I don't know. Well, first of all, he lost.
Okay, his first game in almost a year. Right. He threw one cookie to Bryce Harper. That was about it.
His previous start got hit around pretty good.
Relax.
And the Mets pulled him out of it.
Relax.
So just like when Garrett Cole had 2 bad games in a row or 3 bad games in a row, he started to get a little nervous.
To start the year off of a crappy wild card performance. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's making excuses on opening day about a 4-minute delay so Billy Crystal can go out and throw the first pitch.
Yeah.
That's why.
I don't know. This Max
Unforeseen challenge, he called it.
Giving up home runs.
Different. Then there's Max Scherzer after the game yesterday. They're asking him, well, your start got pushed back. No excuses. When I go out to pitch, it's my job to win and to execute. So none of that matters. So whatever the elements, the conditions are, that's what you want to hear from your guy.
All right.
And credit to Garrett Cole, who has turned it around and has been excellent his last few times.
He's turned it around. So they both split, right?
Yes. Like I said, just as Al Dukes would have, he knew in advance.
I know in
2
advance.
Splits. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It bugs me. And I was really hoping the guy in center field for the Rangers was wearing a mask for COVID. I was going to be like, what is this guy doing?
I don't know that. To quote Chris Woodward, I'm 99% sure.
99% sure.
For the weather, yeah.
So Chris Woodward, he's the manager of the it's confusing also. Texas Rangers, New York Rangers.
Are you going to do the caller?
No, that's stupid.
Okay.
I never understood that.
Yeah.
Or is the Rangers going to have
and
lunch?
Darvish.
That's dumb.
Of course it was.
Dumb.
Yeah.
But it's
not on Mike's part,
dumb.
on the caller's part.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like, and somebody, it's just dumb. It's generic.
Well, as you know from screening
simple.
calls, some are better than others.
Yes.
And sometimes people will tell you on the other side of the glass they want to talk about one thing, and then when they come on, it's something entirely different.
Right, and they tell you how they met somebody somewhere and how exciting it was. The mask, the guy wearing the mask, so that was nothing. Garrett Cole, you mentioned. Oh, Chris Woodward, Rangers manager, blaming Yankee Stadium for the walk-off Torres home run. Gleyber Torres.
To right field.
Meanwhile, one of his dudes yesterday hit a ball.
That was after the comments were made.
Right, after the comments.
So it kind of backfired quickly.
Right, it did. It backfired quickly.
Yeah, or he would say it evened up.
Right.
Yeah.
There's certain ballparks that are weird.
Yeah.
And they have, the right field in Boston, I think the comes up the wall to your knee at one part.
Right. By the bullpens.
Yeah,
Plus they got the pesky pole, which you hook it around there. It's even shorter down the line in right field at Fenway than it is at Yankee Stadium.
Right.
And they got the monster in left.
Mm-hmm.
Camden Yards was a notorious hitter's ballpark until this year, and they pushed back the fence in left field. Did people complain? I mean, I wasn't around, obviously, nor were you. Did people complain about the Polo Grounds back in the day, and they had the quirky dimensions? Wasn't it Eddie? Wasn't it really short in left field?
If there was sports talk during the Polo Grounds, it definitely would have.
Yeah, you think people would have been
People
all hot
would've
and
called.
bothered?
Oh, yeah.
Opposing managers, Little
Yeah.
League ballpark.
Yeah, what is this?
Fugazi.
Polo grounds?
It's silly, man.
He had
Nonsense.
the short porch that was like 500 feet in center field.
That's fine, but again, Yankee Stadium is not a chip shot all around. There are deep parts of the park. It's stupid.
And then I love like Pete Alonso, the home run he hit in Philly.
The bomb.
Oh, bomb!
Yeah.
That thing looked like it was about 15 rows back.
He's a large American, as they'd say.
He is.
Yeah.
He had 2 home runs
Yes, he did.
in the same game, not 2 different games.
That's correct.
Of the
He had
doubleheader.
a pair in game 2, the win for the Mets.
And for the win for the Mets.
Yeah.
Right. So then, so the Yankees Rangers have one more game today, 105.
Mm-hmm.
Mets are off. They go to Washington.
Yes, Washington.
And then you got Rangers Penguins game 4 today.
Yeah, baby. I
So
got the jersey on. For those of you, well, no one's watching live.
No one
but they'll
sees
see
this.
it later, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've probably kissing up to Boomer a little bit.
No.
You got your
I'm
Panarin
supporting
jersey.
my team. Got to support the team.
It looks a
Panarin
little
jersey.
large
What's his
on
first?
you.
It is a little large. It was I will admit, it came from Boomer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Artemi Panarin.
Very good.
I know that.
What's his nickname, Al?
That I don't know.
The bread man.
Oh, for Panera Bread?
There you go. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I figured I'd wear the one Boomer gave me rather than pulling the Gilbert off the wall. And, that would
be
frowned
disrespectful.
upon. Right, exactly. I would never do that.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So you're all fired up, ready to go.
I mean,
for
you
that.
have to be. If they lose tonight, they are in major trouble.
Yes, they are.
And the performance over the weekend in Pittsburgh left a lot to be desired other than the second period.
So what are they? They're down 2-1 right now.
They're down 2-1. Yep. They've got some guys out of the lineup, as do the Penguins, to be
Right.
fair. They're playing a third-string goalie who's... The Rangers have scored 9 on him now, but he's actually made some really good saves along the way, too. Louis Domingue, who former WFAN employee Mike Carver informed me has a cookbook out, this gentleman, from years ago.
From before he was on the Penguins? Or
Well, he's bounced around the league, but I mean, he was a professional goaltender at the time.
And he's got a cookbook out.
Yes, because if you recall, after game 1, when he had to come in double overtime, the... what was it? Spicy pork and broccoli, the interview he gave. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And so I was like, going into game 2, Rangers should make sure they don't serve the spicy pork and broccoli, blah, 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 blah. And he fashions himself a bit of an amateur food critic or cook, I guess.
So he had spicy pork. Did he order that?
I don't know, but he said it was in between periods. So I guess these guys are getting... Well, because and you wouldn't have, but I watched Henrik Lundqvist and Steve Alquette in between the overtime periods on MSG. We're talking about when you play these marathon games, like you have to eat and drink salt and like you have to keep yourself
You cannot
nourished.
eat spicy pork.
That's what he had
in between
Well,
periods.
he wasn't in the game at the time. That was his point. Like, I had a little spicy pork and broccoli in between. And they did a close up on him when what's his name, Casey DeSmith, basically pulled himself out of the game, and he thought they were joking at first. He wasn't sitting on the bench because the backup goalie for the visitor at the Garden sits like in the Zamboni tunnel, like away from the team. So he's sitting there along the boards by himself, and all of a sudden, hey, it's double overtime, and you got to go into the game now. And naturally, he went in, didn't give up a goal, and they won.
But I just ate some spicy pork.
Yes.
You eat a banana. You have a water.
PB&J.
PB&J would be a good call. An
Yeah.
apple with peanut butter on it. You
Right.
don't eat spicy pork
Well, he didn't think he was going in.
and rice and an egg roll or whatever the heck he got from that place.
So, of course, they go to Pittsburgh for game 3 on Saturday. And what do the Penguins serve as the media meal?
spicy pork.
And broccoli. There you go.
I would eat that.
Sure.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll do a little more hockey. We got some more baseball. Then I've got, what else do I have here? A little basketball. I got some Kentucky Derby, hot takes.
That was incredible.
All sorts of things. And then Boomer and Gio will be up at 6 a.m.
Yes. It's what time they start.
They start at 6 a.m. right here on the Fan. And until then, we'll come back and do more hard-hitting sports talk.